Hey guys, I'm going to show you a little bit of some of the text features and how to manipulate text in Photopea. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to get a blank document. So I'm going to go File, I'm going to go New, I'm just going to go Text, and name it Text for now. And I want to change this to inches, and I'm going to go just an 8.5 by 11, so something that you can print off, just a regular sheet of paper. 8.5. Make sure it's in inches. And you want to change our DPI to 150 so we can print it out. Okay, and just go create. All right. So some of the text features in Photopea are pretty easy. First thing I do is select your text tool down here. Once you select your text tool, up at the top is all some of your different options. Also, if you go over here and go to CHA for character, this will bring up other options that we're going to use. Okay, so right now we are at size 24. So if I click, it's like really small right now. So I'm just going to go hello. I'm going to go enter. Hello there. Okay, so this is like super duper small. It's only 24 point. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to highlight. So I'm going to click and drag. And the first thing I want to do is change the size. So you can change the size by using the drop down menu and using the slider, but it only goes up to 150. So another way that you can do, if you hover over here on the size, can you see how the cursor changes to like a double arrow with a line over it? So all you got to do is click and drag to your right, and you can make it as big as you want. Okay, so I'm liking that. I'm going to change the font as well. So here's all your different fonts. You can search for a font, or you can just sort of scroll through. I'm just going to use, I don't know, Coiny. Yay, there it is. Okay. Also, sometimes they have, no, this one only has one, different styles. Sometimes it'll be thick or thin or bold. That would be here. All this one has is regular. Here's your color. So let's just change the color. Here's the ones that are preset, but literally you can click anywhere on here and then bring your cursor, and wherever it falls, it changes the color. So let's just pick that one. And I'm happy with this, so I'm just going to go OK. All right, so here's our text. I'm just going to move this over so that it is centered. Okay, go back to my text tool. Okay, so interesting things with text, especially when you were working with text, is how you want to manipulate it in different ways. So we did the size, we did the color. There's other things though that you can do with text. So I'm just going to highlight this one more time. So when we're over in our character, if we go and hover over any of these, here's our tracking. So what that does is the spaces between the letters. So you can make them lots of spacing, or you can make it really tight spacing. So it's like negative. To get it back to like regular, you just go kind of like that. Oops. Even that's not bad. Okay. The leading is the space between where I pressed enter. Okay, so it's line spacing. So again, you can use your, maybe not. You can use that, the slider, but it doesn't really work for this one. So I'm going to hover over top of here, and I'm going to bring it around a bit more. So I'm going to make it a little bit tighter spacing in between there. Okay, so you can see how the spacing is really, really tight in between those. It's going to be a little bit more loose in here because we've got uppercase and lowercase. These ones, you can stretch the text, scaling it vertically. So that's up and down. So if you want to make it a little bit more vertical, so then now we can't really read this, so then you have to change your leading a bit more. So like then now we can read it. This one is horizontal, so you can make it a little bit fatter or a little bit wider. Okay. These ones are all if you want to italicize it, if you want to do it in all caps. So I'm just clicking on and off on these. This one is like all caps, but like one big cap and a bunch of little caps. Oh, I kind of like that. Let's keep that. Okay. So there's that. And we can just move it here. Sometimes in Photoshop though, if you like, you can change the size as well within. So if I just want to like change there, you can still change the size of this, but then you have all this weird space. So then you kind of have to go back in here and try and play around with the leading a little bit more. Okay, kind of like that. All right, so that's just sort of a basic idea of how to play around with some of the text options in Photopea.